And we are live.
We are live and direct. Welcome,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen. It is Monday. You know what time it is, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Create your future self live. It's Victor Johnson here, Nico Don Projects. Got my co-hostess over here, Laquita Monley, M5 Real Estate Solutions and Monley Innovations. And we got a very special guest this week, my man Corey Flex Artis II, representing Artis Agency and so many other things, man. How you doing today, bro?
Man, I'm blessed. Can't complain. Just another day, another grind. Happy to be on here with you guys and talking about creating your future self.
That's right. Create your future self, bro. That's what we do. We're going to make sure. Yep. So I'm going to stop my watch party because it's already started acting crazy when I did that. So, all right. So listen, if you're out there, please share, like, comment, give us some love out there. Pass this on to your friends. We're going to be talking to this young millennial. I would call him a mega millennial because this man is already serial entrepreneuring it out there doing big things, and we're going to learn a little bit more about his story. But real quick, Laquita, how was your travels back? You back in the saddle in Texas?
I am definitely back in the saddle. My trip was great. No, that's not working. I don't even know where the volume's coming from.
I see.
Because I don't have my speakers on.
It's all good. I'm sharing on my Facebook. Make sure you're sharing out there, folks. But we're glad you're back safely, Laquita. Definitely.
Yes, my travels were great, Vic. It was much needed. Every now and then you got to take a little time to yourself. So it was good. The culture was great. The food was great. Of course, I had real good company.
That's what's up.
Where were you at?
I was in the Middle East.
Okay.
Yeah, I was in the Middle East.
In the Middle East.
Yeah, I was in the Middle East for a couple of weeks. And I loved it. This is my second time going to the Middle East, and it is not at all what you probably would expect. My first time going to the Middle East, one of my first initial thoughts was, like on mainstream TV, Africa is always depicted as impoverished. And my first trip to Africa, and when you talk to Africans, yes, there are some impoverished areas, but by and large, it's a great place to be. And that was the same thing for the Middle East. Yes, the countries that I went to are predominantly are Muslim, but I did not feel that my life was in danger. I felt welcome. I was treated, to be fair, I was treated better there than I've been treated in some places right here in the U.S.
Man,
even though they know that my faith system was different, they know that I was American. They knew all of these things. But the establishments that I visited, the towns that we visited, the experience was overwhelmingly positive for me. So that's why I had no issues with going back. With that being said, you do travel with wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not trying to be the chick on the movie that wander off in the alley where they shouldn't be.
Yeah, there you go. Smart move.
If you use common sense, then go explore. You'll find that.
We're glad you made it back safe. You didn't come back through China, did you?
I did not.
No. All right, cool.
I said travel with wisdom. I did not.
That's what's up.
Straightforward flight right back to the States.
There you go.
Straightforward flight back to the States.
Smart move. Well, let's get into this thing. I know it's a lot of folks out there following my man Flex. He got like 100,000 on lockdown, following him probably on the gram and Facebook and out there. So just real quick, Flex, man, tell us a little bit about yourself, man. Where you coming from? What's your story and how you got to this point? And then we'll dig into some of your businesses.
Yeah. So I'm originally from Dallas, Texas. Originally, grew up in Cedar Hill, a suburb in Dallas, and my background, I pretty much started off I feel like I started off as an entrepreneur, just from the beginning, from selling candy in middle school and getting my hustle there, and providing for myself, and then going into high school with throwing parties. That's really how I got my jump start. And I feel like in true business besides selling candy. But from there, went off to school at UNT, got my degree in marketing, entrepreneurship, and a minor in real estate. Graduated college. From there, worked in radio for a little bit. Became a mortgage loan officer in the corporate world, and now I'm just full-time entrepreneur.
Okay. Are we okay to ask your age, young man?
Yeah, it's cool. I'm 26 years young.
All right. We love that. So you mentioned UNT for everybody out there, University of North Texas, right?
Yes.
Okay, very good. And so we were looking at your bio, man. Pretty impressive stuff. Even in college, you were already putting together some events and parties, and it looks like in the University of North Texas. And you got one down here that you did something with Nipsey Hussle. Is that correct?
Yeah. We did an event with Nipsey Hussle February of last year, a couple months actually before he passed away. And the event was with another company called PowerShield. And the whole purpose for bringing Nipsey out was to really just put him in a different light outside of performing. He's a great artist, makes great music, but one of the things that we felt that was big about Nipsey Hussle is his mindset in regards to investments, real estate, changing your mindset, right? Because Nipsey Hussle was a gangbanger. He grew up in that world, and I feel like he evolved into a different person. So at that event, it was a great event. We had him come out, speak about his investments, speak about his life, cryptocurrency, and just the importance of Black growth. You know what I'm saying? Black community. So it was a really good event, something different that people didn't expect him to come out and perform, but he came out to talk. So I know a lot of people from that event were very impacted in a positive way, because a couple months later he died, and I was receiving text messages. I met Nipsey, but I met him years ago, and I was receiving text messages like, "Man, I'm sorry for your loss." So people really felt an intimate connection when he was there. So I was glad to be a part to help produce that event and bring him here to Dallas before he passed away.
Wow.
That was a pretty awesome achievement, and even being I like the fact that you guys did that, because in your age group, millennials are taking entrepreneurship to a totally different level than what it has been in the past, with the usage of technology and your acceptance of cryptocurrency, understanding real estate and how to do these real estate transactions virtually. And being able to bring an individual such as Nipsey in that has a major platform to influence, like you said, the mindset and the change of mindset within your generation, and also outside of your generation, that any and all things are possible, and that economic growth and economic empowerment is a thing, and they're foundational tools that we need. And real estate is one. Cryptocurrency will put us as a people on I won't say equal footing, but it'll give us a great head start in that race if we're getting into it where we are now. Whereas with fiat currency, we're so far behind the power curve. Jesus will return and come again before we catch up. So I think that was really awesome to be able to have an individual such as Nipsey in that event to help open up understanding and get that audience, your target audience, to get their attention. So that was really good. I really liked that when I saw that in your bio.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Like, kind of tell us a little bit. I mean, you don't have to give up all your goods, but how did you pull that together?
Man, honestly, it was definitely a teamwork situation. Again, the event, we partnered with a company called PowerStrip. Shout out to April Shalil for having a vision and bringing me a part of that vision. And it definitely took a team to be able to put together. It was a lot of stress behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't a financial win. Just being completely transparent. But at the end of the day, it was a win, because I was talking to April about this. It was a win because we really felt like people never experienced that from a rapper that's so famous in Dallas. You know what I'm saying? So to hear somebody come and, you know, speak about conversations that people may normally not have, in a sense, kind of made it cool. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it was a lot of stress. The event almost didn't happen. You know, and again, you know, finances and things like that come together, and a lot of behind the scenes mishaps. You know what I'm saying? And but that's what comes with events. It's not easy.
That's right. That's business. You sound like an entrepreneur. Yeah.
Yeah. People are like, man, I'm gonna book this person, and you know, I'm gonna make, I don't know, $100,000, right? My first time, and you know, they don't realize that it's gonna be some L's that you take, but usually L's are lessons for me. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I don't look at an L as a loss. I look at it as a lesson. So, yeah, it was a lot, but we put it together. We finished it, and like I said, a lot of people were impacted. At the end of the day, me as an adventurer, I want to impact people's lives through experiences that I create through events. Whether it's something fun, right? Some people may need something that's fun, and you know, they want to turn up, have some fun, and feel better about themselves, or maybe they need something that's educational based, like DreamCon, you know, where you can go and connect with different people. And so I love creating different experiences.
I like that. So DreamCon, you just brought it up, was a great segue, which is where we actually met through that. So last year I was building up my speaking platform, trying to get out there and get some experience, you know, speaking in larger crowds. And I used this platform called Speaker Match. And somebody from your team reached out to me probably around April or May, somewhere like that. And they mentioned this event that you were doing called DreamCon, and Dallas recognition of entrepreneurs. So I don't want to mess it up. Give me a DreamCon. What does DREAM stand for?
DREAM stands for Dallas Recognition of Entrepreneurs and Artists Magnified.
And I was so impressed by this because the gentleman just said he's 26 now. I don't know if you were 25 last summer or what, but you already put together this 4-day weekend event where it wasn't just, you know, it wasn't like it was big concerts and things like this. This was entrepreneurs learning different things to do for their business. You had a huge platform of speakers. I don't know, maybe 30, 35 different speakers speaking over the course of the 4 days. Really impressed. And when you and I met and your team, you know, I was just highly impressed with your professionalism. And it's a funny thing in your bio. I see you got the Diddy of Dallas. And me being an older guy back in the 90s, I followed P. Diddy so hard and how he used to put events together. But tell us a little bit more about the DreamCon event.
Man, DreamCon was one of those, like, this is my baby, right? It was something that I had a vision for when I was about 23, 24. And, you know, I think it was a vision from God. You know, just the whole concept of it. I know it wasn't just me. So, again, when I was about 23 or 24, you know, I was just like, man, I've always wanted to do things that were beyond me and beyond my time, in a sense. Like, for example, when I was 18, you know, 19, I did my first 21 and up event. So it's like, what I'm 18 doing a 21 and up event. What am I doing?
I like that.
You know, so it's time for me, because people know me like for parties, and I'm like, man, I don't want to just be known for parties, because I do way more than just parties. And so when DreamCon came to me, I was like, man, this is something that I can provide an experience. That, you know, we have workshops, panels, we have a dream pitch, you know, where people can pitch their ideas and potentially get an investment on their business and their dream. Then we have, you know, other events like the mixer to start off, and the fashion show and the gala. But ultimately, we had 8 panels, 6 workshops. We had panels on like marketing and branding, other panels on tech, business innovation. We had a panel on mental health, because mental health is super important. Just as a person, not even as a business man or woman, you know, just dealing with your life personally. We had workshops that you did, Victor, on financial literacy and, you know, building your financial portfolio and credit, and, you know, the use of good credit, which I think is very important, because, you know, even growing up for me, my mom, you know, she would say, you know, you want to have good credit. But she never really explained why I should have good credit. You know what I'm saying? So she never really explained what I can do with good credit, you know. And if she would have told me at a young age that, hey, you know, one day you can get $1 million line of credit, you know, if you build it up right, then I would probably get more serious at a young age. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you know, that credit is king, not cash. You know what I'm saying? So we had workshops like that. We had workshops on how to build and sell a business, and you know, we had workshops on real estate investment. So many different things. It was very diverse. I didn't want the conference to just be like about specific, like only marketing or only tech or only music and entertainment. I wanted to be different conversations because I'm a firm believer that no matter what industry you're in, if you learn about other things, it's still going to affect whatever you're doing, you know? So like Victor, you being in real estate, you need marketing, you need branding, you need mental health, you know what I'm saying? You need to understand tech, right? Because tech is obviously, you know, going to continue to grow and grow and grow and grow. And then you need to network with people, you know what I'm saying? You know, what you're doing in real estate, you need to know other people. So I don't care what industry you're in. You know, we schedule the program to be something that anybody can take information from and apply it to themselves and to their business.
Valuable stuff.
Absolutely. That sounds like it was a really awesome event. And you're absolutely right, Flex. Those are all of the things that existing entrepreneurs and those that are looking to get a strong footing in the door as an entrepreneur, they those things that you mentioned are key. Financial literacy, understanding what credit is, you know, understanding the necessity of having good credit and why you want to have it. How do we obtain it? You know, the power of networking, why partnership is key in the building of wealth, and the building of your business. Partnership is key. And if we're not networking, or we don't understand how to network, if we don't understand how to have our, you know, our 60-second pitch to a potential investor, you know, the importance of why you want to lay out your plan over the next 3, 4, 5, 10 years. If we don't understand how to do that, then our businesses will never develop, or if they're developed, they won't grow. So you had some really key pieces to that event. And so my question to you is that a one-off event, or do you do these annually? Do you do these things quarterly? How does that work for your company?
Yeah, so DreamCon is an annual event. We'll actually be doing DreamCon 2020 in September. So, you know, get tuned in. That'll be held in Dallas, Texas. It will definitely be an amazing opportunity and experience for you to attend. So that's the annual event. Again, that'll be in September 2020. So what we do monthly, which we're going to be starting off this month, February 21st, is monthly networking events. And these are like smaller DreamCon type of events where we just getting people together in the Dallas-Fort Worth area to come network, share ideas. You know, sometimes we'll have somebody come in and speak for a little bit. So yeah, so DreamCon is an annual thing. Again, it'll be September 2020, and definitely tap in with me to learn more about these networking events that we have.
Yeah, awesome. See, you have a huge love for entrepreneurs, obviously, because I assume you are one big time. One of your other business ventures, Artis Agency. It's a platform, a membership club. So tell us a little bit about that one as well. Yeah,
so Artis Agency is something that I've always wanted an agency, but I never wanted to be like traditional. So we have two sides to it. One side is a side of where we offer services such as business, marketing, and branding consulting, where, you know, we really just work with small businesses, brands, and, you know, anybody that's looking to start a business and really go dive in and help them develop their goals and their objectives. Because especially with like a lot of CEOs, I've always been in like a leadership position, even with playing sports. I was the point guard, and played football. I was a quarterback. So I've always, been in those leadership type positions, and I understand other CEOs. And when you necessarily you're looking for talent and somebody to be on your team, but they may have this thing, but sometimes they don't have the experience and they may not put forth the actions to get you to the next level. So for me, it's like I have a bunch of businesses that I want to start, but right now I'm really enjoying the consulting part because it allows me to work directly with these CEOs and identify what their goals and their objectives are and help them set deadlines and help them accomplish them. And that's from the business side and also the marketing and branding side. We're full service business marketing development agency. We have in-house photographers, videographers, in-house copywriters, managers, and we have a team of about 12 people. And and then we have the other side, which is a membership club where we're pretty much it's not for everybody, but for people that we feel who have showed the dedication, showed the consistency in what they're doing, and trying to be around a network of people who is like-minded and or possess other skill sets that they may or may not possess. So it's all about just building that community of people together and sharing ideas, sharing investment opportunities, like in real estate, in a whole bunch of other different opportunities. So that's pretty much Artis agency in a nutshell.
Laquita?
So, couple of questions about about the Artis agency. Of course, for me, marketing and branding is vital. So, through your experience in that agency, what would you say are the most prevalent pain points of new businesses and also of existing businesses that partner with your company? And how are you able to help them overcome those?
Okay. Pain points. So like, I guess obstacles.
Yes.
Okay.
Or we could say where, like, especially where marketing and branding is concerned, because like right now, I just had a conversation the other day, and someone says, "Oh, you don't need to pay to put ads on Facebook. You just do this." So there's so many misconceptions about marketing and branding, especially in social media, and people don't want to put the money where it's needed. So, when you see those vacuums or stuff like that, that's kind of where I'm going with that.
Okay. So before I even go to the marketing and branding side, a huge pain point that I see a lot of just in general first is lack of structure and lack of structure with their goals, their ideas, and just their business. And for me, I like to start with the basics. I ask a lot of questions going into your basic life. What's your daily schedule like? You know what I'm saying? A lot of people who started businesses or might have a business, you'll be surprised they don't have a daily routine and they wonder why their business is not, going as good as they would like it to. So I really dive into those things. Those are a lot of pain points that I see a lot of people go through is they have no daily routine. They have no structure, no plan. People may have goals without deadlines. And it's like, you can have a goal, but if you don't put a deadline to it, you'll procrastinate, and 6 months later, you still haven't reached that goal because you never put a deadline on it. So I see a lot of issues with that. Now, in regards to the marketing and branding side, a lot of people just don't know what to do when it comes to getting their product out there, getting their service out there. So what I do is I really ask a lot of questions, because if you don't ask any questions, then you'll really never understand. So I ask them questions on, what have they done in the past, what has worked, what hasn't worked, and what goals do they have for the future. And from there, I help them with setting some of their goals, and I create strategies behind each goal. So let's say, one of my clients' goals is to make $10,000 a month. Okay, that's great. Now we need to create strategies behind how we're going to get those $10,000 a month, right? What's your product or what's your service? How many products do we have to sell to get to that $10,000 a month goal? Okay, we know how many. Okay, now what's the strategies behind doing that on the marketing side? And then I lay out, now we lay out social media, right? So with social media, I help my clients create a content calendar, which all a content calendar is really scheduling the type of content you're going to post each day. I do believe that posting every day on your social media is very efficient and effective, especially with Instagram now that the algorithm is all messed up. They want you to run ads. So when it comes to you talking about social media ads, I highly recommend people run social media ads for their businesses. Because the reason why is because, again, with Instagram, you're not reaching everybody. You're not reaching all of your followers. And it's all about visibility, right? So I remember when I did my first e-commerce store, and I made $20,000 the first month. The only reason I made that money was because I was running ads to get more visitors, to get more clicks on my website, because that hired the chance of somebody purchasing the product. So ads are very important. Obviously, anybody can just go and click and run an ad, but there is strategies that are more advanced that a lot of people don't know about. So I would definitely get with somebody who is really familiar with diving into an ad, right? So like running retargeted campaigns, creating lookalike audiences, all of these different things. It's really with ads. It's all about analytics. It's all about the numbers. It's like, okay, how many clicks am I getting? If it's a video, what percentage of the time are they watching the video? Is it 25%? Is it 50%? Is it 75%? If it's 75%, that means it's a great video. That means people are really, attached and aware of the video. So marketing can get it's very broad, but if you really understand marketing and branding, you will really dive super into it. And analytics is one of the biggest things of everything in marketing, because that's how you measure the success of whatever campaign that you're running. Now, another problem that I see is people's branding. Some people have a lot of poor branding, and we're in a day and age of now that branding is important, and it's important to your consumer, because you can have the best product in the world, the best service in the world, but if somebody feels like it doesn't look good, and 90% of people feel like it doesn't look good, they won't buy into it.
Right.
Right? And again, you can have the best product or service in the world, but if it doesn't look good to the eye, especially now with, I would really say millennials, we're very trendy. So, we go off of if your product looks bad, people will trash you on social media. You know what I'm saying? And it's the truth. And people are very wishy-washy when it comes to different things now. So, yeah, branding is definitely a problem that I see with a lot of people, and so I help them with that. Like one person in particular, their social media look isn't like the best, so I'm helping her with, taking out some photos that aren't necessary for you to have. You know what I'm saying? Recreating your whole look as far as like, the logo, the website. But with DreamCon, man, we probably created like 5 different websites. And I think I told you that, Victor, because I remember one point in time you was like, man, what's going on? I'm trying to we I can't remember, but I don't think we was putting out as much content. And it was because we was having an issue with the website. I was like, man, I don't like this website. I'm not gonna put this out. And I wanted to make sure nothing will ever be perfect, but I wanted to make sure that it looked the best visually, good wise, for our consumers, so they would take us serious. So those are definitely some issues that I see with people.
Man, you just dropped tons of nuggets for our folks out there.
Yeah.
I hope people out there sharing, liking, comment, reach out to this man. He is definitely on top of his game when it comes to a lot of the social media. Obviously, that's one thing I really love about this generation is, and where we are at in our technologies, the analytics. You know, I can look back 20 years ago. Obviously, we didn't have as much, available. I'm not that old, but I'm just saying, like, I was still doing flyers on cars and stuff like that to promote our events in the early 2000s. And so now to have social media, it was coming on at that time, but we didn't have all this back office data. And so it's very valuable to be able to use that information, like you said, to target specific people that you want to draw into your business. So I really love that you shared that. So one of the big questions we have, this show is called Create Your Future Self. And if you can go back to your 14-year-old self, and I know you said you were already selling things as a young man, and I truly believe entrepreneurs are the ones that with them lemonade stands at 7, 8 years old, or selling Girl Scout cookies or something. You kind of got to have this sales mentality. But if there was a chance for you to go talk to the 15-year-old guy that's maybe like you, that's coming up, give me 2 or 3 nuggets that you would share with him that you wish you would have had at that time.
Yeah. Man, one for sure is definitely, and I think I was told this, but I don't think I really took it seriously. But I'll be like, hey man, take it serious. The people that you surround yourself with is super important. And that the people that you're with right now, 90% of them are not going to be with you 10 years down the line. That was so true. And I used to think that a lot of people that, my friends at the time were going to be right there with me. And just the truth is that it's not necessarily a bad thing that, your friends kind of separate. It's life. It's a journey. It's a journey that we go down different paths. And out of high school, I seen it immediately. You couldn't tell me nothing. I was like, man, me and my 15 homies, we gonna be together. And what you just realize is that everybody, again, they go down a different journey, and everybody has their own life lessons they have to learn. And so I would say I would definitely tell myself, be more aware of who's surrounding around me, and always continue to push myself. And then another thing that I would tell myself would probably be like really focus and understand more of self-discipline. Right? And I think self-discipline, like even growing up for me as a kid, when you think of discipline, you think of something negative. You think of like, you getting disciplined, or your mom and your dad, putting you on punishment. And now I look at discipline as a positive thing, because discipline has actually helped me, get to where I'm at today. But I really understood discipline and the benefits of discipline at that age, I feel like I would be a lot further than where I'm at right now. Because when I got to college, it was just like free fall. Of course, I still had values, and I still had, things that, I didn't let deter me, but, I could have been a little bit more disciplined in college, and, I would be a lot more further now. And, I think discipline is an ongoing lesson that we all continue to learn, because discipline is a hard thing, because it's like us giving up things that we want right now to get the greatest things that we want later. You know what I'm saying? So like, for example, I've been getting back in the gym. You know what I'm saying? And like I'm eating healthier. And do I want to eat vegetables every day? No. No, I don't want to eat vegetables every day. Do I want to go to the gym every day? No. But I have a body that I'm looking to get towards, by the summertime, and I'm going to have to discipline myself to just suck it up, go to the gym, so I can get to where I want to be in June. You know what I'm saying? So I can really reflection, you know. So
That's right. Really be flexing. I like that. Yes, sir.
yeah,
Yep.
I would say those two things for sure.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So my question is along the same line as Vic. What would be maybe the top 3 or 5 things that you would say to an individual, a millennial, or just an entrepreneur in general, someone who is on that line, like, I know I want to do this. What would you tell them are the most important, I guess, top 3 things that they need to have within themselves personally in order to be successful as an entrepreneur, as well as in place for their business in order to be successful as an entrepreneur?
Okay, so I'll start with personally. I think top 3 things personally is definitely understanding the mind and mastering yourself. I think that's super important because the mind, that's where everything starts. Everything starts with the mind. So I believe that in any business that you're trying to do, you have to take care of the person. Because if you don't take care of the person, then the business won't work. You know,
Right.
it starts with you. Yes, I'm a businessman. I love doing business, but if I'm not right within, the business is not going to be right. You know,
Right.
so definitely mental study the mental and understand, seek self understanding. And what I mean by that is like, you know, try to understand yourself, understand what you're good at, understand your flaws. You know, because once you do that and you're real with yourself, then you would understand things you need to work on. You will understand things that, you know, you need to seek help for. And then overall, I feel like you would just create this like self confidence for yourself that is natural because you're understanding yourself. And I believe that once you understand yourself, you start to understand other people because
Right.
we all are alike in some type of way. So mental health for sure. Just put that. 2, I would say, um, I say this, you know, just to you, Victor, you know, surround yourself with the right people. Or not necessarily the right people because who knows the right person is, right? But surround yourself with people who push you, people who don't accept uh, the minimal things, people who have a
Right.
vision, people who want more for themselves. And then, you know, somebody else who is smarter than you or have more life experience. One thing that I see within the millennial community, you know, that's something I really don't agree with. I kind of hate when somebody's like, oh, this person is old, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to listen to this person. They washed up. I'm like, that makes no sense because they have so much more life experience over you. No matter where they're at in their life, they still have some experience that you haven't been through yet. You know,
Right.
and I remember growing up, my mom always told me, she's like, boy, you think you grown. She's like, you think you grown. You think you know everything. And, and, sorry about that. But
Mm-hmm.
now I realize, you know, she's like, you gonna remember that I said this, you know, when you get older, and you know, so that who you definitely surround yourself with people who gonna push you. So that's number 2, and then number 3, I would say personally, every single day, create a routine and listen to something that motivates you or read something that is educational. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so that's on a personal tip. And then for business wise, I would say write down all of your ideas, write down every single thing, even when you're in the moment, you know. So I do nightlife every week, and every single week you know, I'm in the lounge, I'm in the club, and I'll think of an idea, and I immediately pull out my phone and go to my notes and write it down, because
Mm-hmm.
you may forget the next day. You know,
Sure.
even if you're not in a party environment, it don't matter where you're at. Um, write it down because once I started to write down all of my goals, my ideas, that's when things started to come into fruition. There's a scripture, I can't remember the name of the scripture, but it's like write it something, you know?
Yep. If
Yeah,
you're, yes, writing the vision down to make it
yeah,
plain. That's a paraphrase of it in Habakkuk chapter 2.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes. There we go.
Yeah. If you don't write it down, it probably won't come into life. You know what I'm saying? And it's because we go through so much as humans. We're doing stuff constantly all the time. We're looking at social media. We're consuming things. So you may forget. So definitely write all your things down, number one. Number two, build a team. You need a team. And you don't have to start big with 10 people or 20 people. You know, start with one more person. One person, and then go to two, and then go to three. Build a team is going to be very important for your business and what you're trying to do, because you can't do it alone.
Right.
There was no way I could afford our dream come along. I'm so thankful for everybody who helped out with that and put it together, from the staff to the volunteers. And you know, I wouldn't have been able to do it without them. And then I would say three, research. Research whatever you're trying to do. Always educate yourself on what industry you're in. I do it all the time. You know, I'm always still researching things and learning more about, you know, my agency and consulting, to my clothing line, to real estate, you know, cryptocurrency, all these different types of things. So research.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Extremely valuable nuggets. Yeah.
I remember you said at the top of the broadcast you have like a team of 12. And when you said team, that brought back a question that I had then, the importance of your team. Like, can you stress for us the importance of your team and the process that you went through in order to pick those key members of your team? We talk about it on our show quite often, and we talk about the necessity of a power team. And you know, the importance of having one, and our processes that we go through, and where we've picked the people on our power team. Vic's picked it, how he's picked his teammates, and how I've picked my teammates. If you could talk to us a little bit about that.
Man, the process is one of those processes that I feel like is different for everybody. Definitely different for everyone. For me, it was a lot of, like, you know, when I was 19, I had interns. So now at the time I didn't think nothing of it, but like now I'm 26 and I'm like, man, you were 19 intern. Who qualified you to have interns? But it was just, I was in a great situation, and it just made sense at the time. But you know, a big thing about a team is definitely like psychology. It's learning different personalities, especially when you're starting up. You know, so for me, I couldn't pay a lot of my people starting. You know, I had, because I didn't have a big investment from an investor, that I had a budget. You know, my budget was literally my personal bank account. You know what I'm saying? So you have to find and identify people who share the same vision as you, who are ambitious and self-motivated. You know, you don't want people that's not self-motivated on your team, because you'll run yourself crazy trying to continue to just always motivate them. Of course, you're going to need to motivate them at times, but you want somebody that's already self-motivated. And then again, sometimes, you know, people want to be on your team just for the look of things. You know, this looks great, so I want to join their team. And then, you know, when they get into the process and they realize, you know, we actually put this work over here, like
right.
It's not just for the gram, and it's just, you just trying to look good for social media. Now we're actually putting in time. So I think people that don't want to do that will weed themselves out naturally. So, you know, sometimes you may have somebody on your team and they're not there anymore. That's going to happen numerous of times, not just one time, but numerous of times. And then you're going to come across those people that genuinely, you know, not only want to be a part of this, you know, because it looks good, but want to be a part of this, of your team, because it adds value to them. And that's ultimately what you want. You know, I don't want anybody on my team that feels like whatever we're doing is not adding value to them, because then I'm being a disservice to you. You know, I want you to receive value from what we're doing, and because that's going to make you actually, you know, put in the work.
Right.
and appreciate what we're creating here. And again, you know, you want to find people who also work good with other teams. You know, I've had people to where they wanted to be on my team, but they just wanted to work with me. And I'm like, well, you know, and I actually had a situation with a young lady. She wanted to be on my team, and she was going about it the wrong way. And you know, she was texting me, which is not a problem. I'm not saying you can text me, but she would text me things randomly about just trying to get to know me in a sense, but it wasn't professional. And I was like, hey, you know, I don't, in a polite way, I don't really have time to like have small talk. Let's set up a call or a meeting, and schedule something. And I was like, and I'll also reach out to one of my managers and set up a call with him. And she didn't like that. She didn't like that I had a want to reach out to somebody else. But I talked to this guy like pretty much almost every day. So it's like, this is somebody I trust, you know, to obviously talk to you, but I don't want to talk to him. And I remember she came up to the person one day and she was like, you know, and I was like, why you didn't reach out? She was like, well, I don't want to go through somebody else to get to you. I'm like,
oh man, yeah, she wasn't serious anyway. So and you don't want to deal with that during a serious business. Imagine you're putting DreamCon together 2020 or 2021, and you got that type of attitude going on. So you made the right decision, obviously, in that situation.
Absolutely.
So I want to give you a chance right here. I have one more question, but I do want to give you an opportunity here to kind of put your contact information out there. We've had a couple people ask, you know, how do we reach out to Flex? So yeah, give us all you got, sir.
Yeah, so you can find me on all social media platforms at Flexibility, and that's spelled like this right here. I'm trying to get it on the camera.
All right.
Right there. Flexibility. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram. You can get me on LinkedIn at Corey Flex Artis II, just like it's showing up on the live. And then if you want to reach out to me via email, you can email me at info@artis, which is spelled ARTIS, agency.com.
Okay, good stuff. So we'll drop that into the comments and everything.
And you said your LinkedIn was, give me that LinkedIn one more time.
It's Corey Flex Artis II.
Flexibility.com too?
Yeah, flexibility.com. If you guys want to check out some of my merchandise. For me, clothing is just another way of expressing myself through clothing. I'm like a creative businessman. So I have the creative side of me, and I have the business side of me. So flexibility is my brand. It's a lifestyle. You can also go on my YouTube. I'm going to be dropping a lot of, you know, lifestyle vlogs here coming soon. Interviews, a lot of different things. So definitely go check out my YouTube as well.
Highly impressed. Highly impressed.
They will find you on YouTube as well?
Yes, at Flexibility.
At Flexibility, okay.
So again, we are called. Well, I want to make a quick statement on something you said. You made so many great statements, but one thing I wrote down, you had said to seek to understand yourself. And, you know, anybody out there that's read Stephen Covey's book, you know, he talks about these 7 principles of success. And one of them is to seek to understand and then to be understood. Like, you really need to understand, one, where the other person's coming from, but you do need to understand yourself. And I have a friend of mine that's out here, CB Phillips on Facebook. He does these DISC assessments, DISC assessments, where they're personality tests. And there's a gazillion types of them out there. But it's really important to understand how you maneuver, how you think, how you make decisions. And so that will definitely help you in your business life as well as relationships and personal life as well. So I'm glad you hit on that point. But my question is, again, the show is called Create Your Future Self. So what does the future self Flexibility look like? Let's push out 10 years from now, the 36-year-old Flexibility. What we got going on in your mind?
The 36-year-old Flexibility, I mean, by that time, I feel like I can really officially call myself a business mogul. At that time, people be like, man, what are you trying to do with your job? And, you know, what position would you say that you are? And I'm such a creative. I'm always trading ideas. it's not just going to be one thing for me. I'll always be involved in different industries. I won't spread myself too thin because of a team. I have a team in everything that I'm involved in. So I'll be a business mogul. My ultimate goal in life is to help people and impact people. And I feel like I'm doing that already, through things like DreamCon, even through clothing, I'm making people feel good about themselves when they put on things. Yeah, that's my future self. My future self is a business mogul in, the business, real estate, media, entertainment, and fashion world. Probably, I don't know if I'm gonna have a movie out by the time I'm 36.
Nice.
But I like it. I'm writing a movie right now. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't know that.
Nice.
And it's not something I'm trying to force right now. It's definitely a very a story that I have to tell. So
there you go.
Yeah.
I could be your older self, man. I could be one of them roles like for your 46-year-old self, man. I'll be that.
Hey, we look kind of similar a little bit, you know what I'm saying?
I love it, man. I love it. Just again, the big vision. I love it. And you can't accomplish big unless you think big. And that's the one thing that I love about what you're doing. And so we appreciate that. Laquita, what else you got, man?
Man, just you wrapped it up, Vic, because that was going to be the next question I had. What does he see his future self? I mean, his current self is, I don't want to say busy, but productive, being productive in every aspect of his life as a serial entrepreneur. And I think that productivity, he's able to be that productive because he's surrounding himself with teams.
Right.
We can't do what we do as a one man or one woman show. In order to be successful, you have to go through those processes of finding the right people around you. And I have no doubt in my mind that where you see yourself at in the next 10 years, you will accomplish it because you've already set the pattern to surround yourself with the people who embrace your vision, but like you said, that are self-motivated in their own aspect and can help push your vision forward because you're bringing value to them that helps to push their vision forward. So right. I see nothing but success for you in your future. And I think that's really awesome. And that you really are not only a motivator for your age group, but you can be a motivator for entrepreneurs across the board.
For sure.
Sure. Absolutely.
Thank you so much. And I want to definitely shout out my advisors as well. With the team that, advisors are important to have, super important. I was talking to one of mine earlier today. I think it's very important to have advisors as well, people that like mentors, pretty much. So,
Yep. Good stuff. Now, I appreciate that very much for you joining, man. I know you're a super busy gentleman, so I appreciate you taking some time out with us. And I assure you that your time here today won't be wasted. Somebody is going to reach out to you. Somebody has already been inspired by what you said, not just people in your age group, promise you. I got some nuggets out of this as well. I'm sure Laquita might have some things that she could throw into her business. It's really important that, and this was one of your panels as well during the DreamCon, where bridging the gap, having some of the more mature business owners with some of the newer business owners and bringing some of the fresh ideas that are happening now with some of the wisdom that comes from that older generation. And so, I really appreciate you being able to be that for us today and helping us to kind of add some flavor to, especially from the marketing side of things with social media. And again, people reach out to this gentleman at so many websites, but we got info at artistagency.com, Flexavelli with FLEXAVELI.com. Reach out for sure to Flexavelli. Very, very highly respected gentleman, not only in Dallas area, but across many platforms. So we appreciate you coming today, man.
Thank you so much. This is fun. I appreciate it. It's talking.
No doubt. So we'll shoot you something on the YouTube link so you can drop this interview out there if you like. And anybody out there that's interested in following us, create your future self live at gmail.com. You can email us and we can either have you on as a guest or we can get you the registration link so you can register and get copies of all of our previous shows. We're here every Monday night, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. And my business, Nico Don Projects, we do real estate investing. We coach people on that. And of course, we're doing credit improvement, credit restoration, not sending letters out to a bunch of credit repair companies. We actually have the software that goes right into the database that stores all of our stuff. It's tax season. Invest in yourself. Let's get your credit right. Don't be the person in April spent that big check and still got a credit score in the high 400s, low 500s. Let me help you out. We got a program 90 days in. Laquita Monley, talk to them about your business real quick, and then we can shut them down.
No problem, Vic. It's Monley Innovations, and at Monley Innovations, we empower our partners with unlimited opportunities and through customer service opportunities to answer inbound customer service calls from home from some of the nation's leading companies. And we bring those partners on as independent contractors. So for those that are looking for an additional means of income, or you're wanting to step out into your entrepreneurial journey, but you still want to have a sense of 9-to-5 security, look us up at www.monleyinnovations.com. And that's whether or not you have customer service experience, or if you don't have customer service experience. We'd be more than happy to talk to you in detail about our program. And also, just as Vic, I am a real estate investor. My husband and I do real estate investments here in the Killeen-Fort Hood area, as well as in Mississippi. And we do also have coaching programs as well to help other real estate investors, as well as an entrepreneurship track as well. And you can reach out to us at www.m5realestatesolutions.com.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, that's going to wrap it up, ladies and gentlemen. We thank you so very much for joining us this week. And we will be here next week, Monday, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Create Your Future Self Live. Peace.
Peace out.